The Susan Brender Show is a radio show online broadcasted on YouTube across the United States and globally. The show features guests who speak about health, spirituality, entertainment, and a host of subjects to enlighten people across the nation. Listen to the show that empowers women and men alike and highlights those who have made a difference. I'm Susan Brender, and this is the Susan Brender Show. Today I'm very pleased to have a guest who we had on the show before back because she is so amazing. And I'm going to do something very unorthodox. I'm going to ask Rhonda Farrah to tell the audience a little bit about herself because she's a woman of many talents. And as a result of that, I think it's important for her to focus on something that she wants the audience to know about her. So with that said, Rhonda, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you, Susan, and it's wonderful to be back on the show. And my name is Rhonda Maria Farrah, and in a nutshell, I'm a lifestyle empowerment alchemist, similar to a coach, but much more so. An alchemist in science has a number of ingredients that they mix together to produce an outcome. And in life, that's what I assist people doing, to put together what the joys as well as the challenges and the sorrows, the good stuff as well as the not so good stuff, to take all that into consideration to be able to live the life that we desire versus a life merely of default. And the truth of it is that we need all the stuff, the good and the not so good, to empower us and to bring us to where we need to be, intention-wise, goal-wise, and otherwise. And it's a great time to be talking about that. I am also an author and a speaker, and I most recently am honored and humbled to have been included in America's Leading Ladies who positively impact our world, with Oprah Winfrey as well as Melinda Gates and 50 other women. So it's a great beginning to the year. Not only for me, it's a great beginning for everyone, this 2020, all about clarity and vision.
Right. You know, one of the subjects that we're going to talk about today in our short segment, if we will, is on fear and 3 secrets to effective change. Now, our audience may not understand that we're living in some difficult times, and there is fear around, fear of maybe war, fear of the environment changing, fear of, you name it, all these different things. Yes. And I'm curious, and I would love our audience to understand the 3 secrets that you have to effective change.
Well, they're secrets and they're tips as well. Let me begin. Let me begin at the beginning again. This is a year of clarity and vision, and so it's time to get out of the fear and doubt. And what I liken fear to is I use this anagram. It's fear, false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. So those fears and doubts, maybe they're not so real. Maybe they're on the basis of our own past and the things that we feared in the past that have limited us. Maybe we've brought them forward. So fear is a big thing, but not such a big thing if you understand that it is false evidence appearing real. All right, and I'm going to get to the 3 tips in just a minute, but I want to begin by saying that over the years I've watched too many people ready to throw in a towel and settle for less because they just felt that whatever was going on for them was just too hard for them to go on. And so they resign themselves, they settle, and they convince themselves seemingly that what I have is good enough. However, there's this nagging feeling inside of them, inside of all of us at one time or another, because of ups and downs, that there still is something better to have. But it is our fear, that false evidence appearing real, that keeps us stalemated, that keeps us stuck in that, let's say, that closet, that monster in the closet syndrome. So the things that we focus on, we attract in our lives, all right? And unfortunately, most of the time, 99% of what we focus on is what we don't want. But that's how powerful we are. We're attracting that into our life. Yeah. So today we're going to talk about 3 tips that are effective for change to get us out of the fear and doubt syndrome, that monster in the closet syndrome, if you will. It's like switching a switch on, which sounds like a simple task, but it's not. It's like telling someone to stop thinking for a minute. Did you ever try and stop thinking for a minute? It doesn't work. All right? So let's get to the tips that will allow us to get clear, because, again, this is a year of clarity. This is a year of vision. Tip 1, I call it taking off the blinders. Okay, taking off our blinders. Okay, we're all longing for a sense of order and some predictability in our lives, and we want to feel a sense of power in our world. We do. And yet we always turn to the outside world. We don't trust our authentic power from within, because it is a power to be trusted. We turn elsewhere, outside of ourselves, outside of our own power, our own truth, our own intuition. So in this tip, by taking off the blinders, I invite you to forget the past and forget the future. Only truth is right now, in this very moment. The source of everything is within you, it's within me, it is within all of us, individually as well as collectively. So you don't need to rely on anything or anyone else. It's time to take off your blinders and truly recognize that there is no higher power but your own. Again, that's your authentic power from within. And this is the first and most important step in eliminating fear, that false evidence appearing real, and getting clear to move on to that life that you desire.
What about outside factors, Rhonda? So, for example, the media. The media has a tendency to focus on all kinds of issues that are, make people really get scared because they talk about what's going on around the world. They talk about the problems within our political system. You name it, they discuss it, and people kind of pay attention to that, and they focus on the wrong thing, don't they?
Absolutely. That's where that 99% is coming in. The media is actually exacerbating the negative and what we become distracted with to focus on. But distractions are anything but clarity, which is what we're talking about here, to rid ourselves of fear, that false evidence appearing real. So I get it. It's very difficult to shift your thoughts when you're being bombarded with all negative stuff. However, it can be done, and it can be done in several ways. We're going over the tips, but again, the biggest thing is to get clear, get away from fear and doubt, get away from procrastination and resistance, and get into your resilience mode. And certainly one way to get clear is to ask yourself. Remember, we've discussed before, Brenda, with our listeners here, that the mind responds to questions. So ask yourself, if you really want to be clear and rid yourself of fear on the road to the life you desire, ask yourself, so what whispers to your heart? And when you listen deeply, what do you hear? Do you listen deeply? Do you allow time for quiet and reflection? So I get what you're saying about these unsettling times, the negativity from the media, which is simply reinforcing the fears within us. But it can be switched. It can.
And that brings up the whole point of, we live in the digital society as well. And, we have all these different platforms that people are getting on, like Facebook and Instagram. And, they see and they listen to people talking about all kinds of subjects that may have an effect on how they feel, and they can't reflect because they're paying too much attention to the computer and the phone. And, that's what goes on. So how do you remedy something of that nature?
Well, we are in the digital age, and I'm a recipient of the digital age, but I'm grateful for what I have digitally because it puts an efficiency to my life. But what I listen to is not the unsettledness of what's going on in the world. I listen to what is going to reinforce me in ways that are positive, in ways that are nurturing myself with the positive thoughts that will help me to shift my thoughts when I go into the fear and doubt. Again, I'm not immune to any of it. So I can go into fear and doubt. I can go into procrastination. I'm really good at that sometimes. But when I go within and I have the supporting information, this is a digital age. I'm a digital entrepreneur. I provide information for transformation. And I also listen to information for transformation, my own as well as to help others. I walk the talk, along with assisting others to walk that talk of using information to be transformed to a life that we desire.
So what I would like you to do is to reiterate the 3 steps or the 3 points that you made, or that you would make in this show, so that we can wrap things up. But because I want our audience to really pay attention to what you are saying, and I want to leave them with these facts that you've experienced and that you help people with.
Okay. We'll take it quickly and efficiently that I totally believe in these 3 tips. And if you are not literally using these 3 tips, you're locking yourself out away from the life that you desire. You're locking up your potential and throwing away the key. So the first tip is, again, take off those blinders, which we talked about. Understand that the now is what we have. The source of everything is within us. Okay, so don't rely upon anyone or anything, the media and otherwise. Begin to listen to that higher power within you, your intuition, your higher authentic self. Put it another way. Tip 2, get out of your comfort zone. Okay, at one time or another, it's most productive to throw that boomerang. You're throwing it into the universe. Understand how this works. You are out of your comfort zone. You are throwing it away, not in a haphazard way, but you are throwing out what you want to receive. Even if you don't know what you want to receive, simply getting out of your comfort zone, doing something differently that you've normally done will give you a new attraction. So if you have negative thoughts, those fears and doubts, or all the cousins to fear and doubt, shame, guilt, procrastination, we talked about them, worries, you will attract more of just that as you throw that boomerang out. If you start to feel upbeat with the information that we provide, even just a tiny bit, you will attract more of that back to you. And so you have that power within you. With your authentic power comes the power of choice. You can choose the positive thoughts, the energy, and the vibration, vibrate high at any turn. If you choose that, I guarantee you will attract more positiveness to you. You will rid yourself of fear, that false evidence appearing real. And a third tip, Susan, reward yourself. Give yourself the present, okay? Many of us get trapped in the past as well as the future. We wallow. What has happened, what's going to happen, it cripples us. Okay, when you bring your mind into the now, a magic occurs, literally. When you're in a state of positive energy and emotion, you pull that forward to you. You are no longer in fear. You become bold and courageous, and you are willing to give yourself the power to transform your life into what you desire of our infinite creation. Now is the source of ridding ourselves of fear.
Wonderful. Well, if people want to get your book, first of all, give them the name of the book and how they get it, and tell them how they can get in touch with you. Because, I just listening to you makes me feel upbeat, because you gave me a power that I feel within that is really unique and special. And I think you're special, Rhonda. But with that said, I want people to know that you've got a book out there that's really going to help them, in addition to which they can get in touch with you. And I'm sure you could provide them with a lot of assistance. So with that said, the book, what is the book?
Yes, the book is America's Leading Ladies Who Positively Impact and Empower Our World. And if you go to my website, which is Rhonda, helpmerhondanow.com is the website. If you can find the book there, as well as speeches that I do, talks that I do, packages that I offer, as well as some other books that I've written. So America's leading ladies who positively impact this world. My website is helpmerhondanow.com. Please, I invite you listeners to write to me and let me know what has resonated with you with what we've been talking about. And you can reach me via email at Rhonda@helpmerhondanow.com. Rhonda@helpmerhondanow.com.
Well, our guest today has been Rhonda Farrah, and she will be with us again, dealing with subjects that are really going to give you the information and education that you need to move on in your life. And so look forward to the power of gratitude. What is gratitude? That will be our next subject matter. So thank you very much, Rhonda Farrah, for being on the Susan Brender Show. It's a pleasure as always.
Likewise, Susan. Thank you.